What is the weirdest advice you have heard that is strangely effective?
Make them tell you no. It's great when you're not sure if you should apply for a job, go for a promotion or a raise, or do something you're afraid of. Don't be so worried about getting told no or failing, you'll surprise yourself.
If you need to remember something, write it 3x or say it out loud 3x. Always weird when you repeat something verbally 3x, especially names.
If looking for something in a low-light environment, try to use your peripheral vision. I read about it in an old World War II manual about aerial combat at night. It has something to do with how eyes work. It has helped me many times over the years. For finding stuff in a darkened room, or outside in a field at night, not aerial combat.
Also a great trick if you're into astronomy and trying to find a faint star.
One time the guy who came to fix my refrigerator told me, if you don't know what to do, drink some water. It's actually surprisingly solid advice.
I don't know what to comment. Sips.
Don't give excuses unless they ask for it. I.e., if you are late for work, just say that you are late. Not why you are late.
Never volunteer more information than is needed to get through the situation. Sometimes you'll just make things worse by moving their focus to something they didn't even know about. I.e., sorry I'm late to the meeting. I was trying to help. Coworker, finish up their presentation. Boss. What? Coworker, told me they submitted that last week. Now you're late and got your coworker in a jam.
Anger and remorse are shadow companions, with remorse always a step behind. I took control over my temper issues by reminding me of this one-liner. Hope this works for you, too.
2 from elderly Southern relatives. 1. Something ain't nothing. Taking 5 minutes to work out, clean, work on a big project, etc. is better than 0 minutes. We often think we've got to do 2 hours of rigorous work or it doesn't accomplish anything. 2. Time will pass either way. If you want to work to get better at something, accomplish a long-term goal, or change careers or credentials, don't look at the 2 to 5 years and think you'll be too old. If you're 24 and want to go to college, you'll be 28 in 4 years with or without a degree regardless of what you do in that time.
On that second one, my grandpa said something best. My dad was talking about how he'd be 50 once he graduated if he went back to college. My grandpa responded, "How old will you be if you don't go?"
It's only embarrassing if you're embarrassed. The older I get, the more I understand this one. Edit, you guys are awesome. Thank you for the awards and feedback.
If you're not willing to look stupid, nothing good is ever gonna happen to you. Dr. Gregory House.
Fail quickly, as in, if your plan may not succeed, better to find out next week than next year. Helped me quit a suffocating job and dig into my own business 10 out of 10.
I've learned this after becoming a father. Not because I'm failing parenting but because I watch kids fail some more and then succeed. It's amazing how shamelessly and effortlessly they fail and keep going.
Incredible strength in that. I was never in atmospheres where that was imparted, as a kid.
My mother always said, go back to basics, whenever I was struggling mentally. I disregarded it for years but now I live by it. I only utilize this way of living during desperate, survival times. But it's amazing advice.
Don't beat yourself up forever. Beat yourself up once then move on. Mr. Homer Simpson.
That's actually good. My favorite Homerism is, just because I don't care doesn't mean I don't understand.
If you can't fight the fear, do it scared. Got me through a lot of anxiety.
I tell myself my increased heart rate and racing thoughts are just signs that my body is priming itself to allow me to do something I didn't know I could do. I used to think they were signs to quit, but they're really an ignition sequence.
If you want to buy something, wait 24 hours and if you still want to buy it afterwards then buy it. This has really cut my impulse buying down and has made saving money extremely easy.
Personally, I calculate the item based on hours needed to work and try to visualize if me working those hours for it is worth it. Edit. I just want to mention I have OCD, so the waiting 24 hours thing did not work for me. Sometimes you have to find the method that works for you.
People don't always remember what you say but how you make them feel.
Here in Brazil once I read something like this. Your neighbors won't remember that you said, good morning. But try to say, F you. And they'll remember it for the rest of the day.
When writing an email, leave the recipient field until last.
And add the attachments first.
No one thinks about you as much as you do. Meaning we're all worried about people thinking about the tiniest embarrassing things we do, when no one really cares. It gave me freedom to take on more challenges and not worry about failure.
Stressed, upset, panic attack, ennui? Put an ice cube in your hand. Move it around your hand until it slowly melts. It takes about 5 minutes. Primary effect, the cold on your skin grabs your brain's attention. You stop thinking about what was stressing you out and feel present in the moment. Secondary effect, the cold cools your blood, which goes into your heart and slows down the beating. As your heartbeat slows to maintain your body heat, your lungs breathe more slowly as well. It forces you to breathe, which calms you down. After 5 minutes of this, you will feel much calmer, if slightly drippy.
Do jazz hands in front of wasps and they'll fly away. You'll look like an idiot, but it's working. Edit. English is not my first language, so don't be rude. Don't wave your hands like a maniac. I'm talking about calm jazz hands. I learned that they'll focus on your fingertips and get confused, so they'll leave you alone. Don't kick a hive and try it, it's working for a small amount of wasps. Also, I'm from Europe, so I don't know for big-ass murder wasps from other countries. And no, it's not working for mosquitoes.
You just want to see me make a fool of myself while I get stung.
I tell my daughter to add the word yet after anything about lacking something. I don't know how to play this game. Becomes, I don't know how to play this game yet. That sort of thing. It's meant to redirect negative self-admonishment into a drive to grow and learn. And apparently it's sinking in, because she will say something like, "Ugh, I can't make it up this hill," while we're out bike riding, and then catch me looking at her, give a big eye roll and go, "Yet," in the exact tone you think a teenage girl would use. Then she ends up sometimes just rage succeeding to prove the point. It's great. She's going to be at least 3 times better than me, low as that bar may be.
This is one I came up with to explain my self-esteem. You can't sad your ugly away. I woke up one day after years of torment, a lot of which from myself, and realized that being upset about how I look won't make me any prettier, so I may as well just own my looks. I can fix what I can, but being upset about it ain't gonna do poo, may as well love my fugly self. Loving myself when I felt no one else would, and being happy and enjoying life despite it all, it really is the greatest revenge I could come up with.
My therapist told me, would you befriend someone that would talk to you the way you talk to yourself? Be your OWN friend first and things will be kinder. Thanks for your quote. Very poignant.
Rinse your cereal bowl straight away. That stuff sets like concrete.
But I was just about to eat the cereal.
When walking among other people, there's a trick to avoid the annoying little "who's gonna pass on what side" dance, where both of you go left, then both go right, and then you finally pass. Pick a direction and aim your face towards your intended direction, like look to the left or right of them, clearly turning your head in a single direction. This is a clear signal to people so there's no confusion as to which way you want to pass them. I haven't had that annoying dance since.
For all my ADHDers or other who struggle with executive function, do chores while waiting. Have something in the oven? Let's see how much laundry you can fold before the timer goes off. Microwave? I bet you can empty the dishwasher in 90 seconds. On a phone call? Pop in those earbuds and let's tidy while we talk. I get so hung up on waiting mode, and the novelty of trying to accomplish a small task during that interim feels a bit like a deadline pressure, which is basically the only thing that motivates me. Tricking my brain into a mini-productive panic is startlingly effective.
As a 30-something adult with newly diagnosed ADHD, I don't operate that way. I follow the "if you give a mouse a cookie" model. Put something in the oven? Sure. I can vacuum while I wait. Oh damn, the kids led their basketball inside. Why did they have it inside anyway? I'll put it in the garage. Man, this garage is filthy. I'll just tidy it up a minute. Hey, I found my fishing pole. I wonder if that pond around the corner actually has any fish in it. I'll just grab some chicken scraps, bait, and a beer from the garage fridge and go check. Meanwhile, my brownies have started a house fire and I'm trying to figure out where to do with this catfish I caught. I should have brought a bucket.
My wife changed my world a while back when dealing with a bad attitude from my son. She simply asked, "What do you think is going to come from this?" I apply that to most things I do now.
Put a small stool under your feet when pooping, to mimic the natural squatting position. Changed my life, literally. During the first week after my discovery, I had a strong urge to tell all my family and friends about it, but had to restrain myself because of how weird that would sound. So instead, I'm sharing this advice with you.
You know, sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. Just literally 20 seconds of just embarrassing bravery. And I promise you, something great will come of it. Benjamin me, we bought a zoo.
There was a guy the first met at a family-friendly pub once. He was busking and he had a straw sun hat, and mismatched socks. He chatted to my family and came to learn I was deaf and wrote me a letter that says, "Sometimes it's better to be deaf, because the world isn't listening." And for some reason that's always stuck with me.
Get someone to warm to you by asking them for a small favor. Not asking to do something for them, but asking them to do something for you. I have no idea why this works, but it does.
It makes them feel needed and important, at least for you.
To improve your posture, pretend that you are shooting lasers out of your nipples and trying to shoot people in the head.
LMAO, when I was trying to train myself to get better confidence and stop looking at the ground whenever I walk, talk, etc. I would take walks and imagine that there are headlights coming out of my tits, and I needed to shine the way.
How to unclog your nose. Close your mouth and pinch your nose so you can't breath. Shake your head up and down until you need to breath. Remove your hand from your nose and breath through your nose, not your mouth. Been doing this for a while now and it's pretty effective.
Nose wasn't clogged and tried this. Now I have been sneezing for the past 5 minutes.
Counterintuitive maybe, but it helped my anxiety immensely. In general, no one cares about you, what you're doing, or gives you a second thought once you're out of their sight. It really helped me to stop being self-conscious all the time in public.
Most people only realize this when they are really being looked at. Like me, when I had really bad acne, my world changed for the better because I had a better perspective on my anxiety. Holding your breath for a prolonged time is extremely effective at getting rid of a boner. Instructions are clear. Do not, I repeat, do not hold your breath until you die, or you may end up getting your boner back.
You can't actually kill yourself by holding your breath. You can only hold your breath until you pass out. After you pass out, you automatically start breathing again. Unless you fall into a pool or have a bad landing when you pass out, you'll be fine.
Sucking at something is the first step to being sorta good at something. Honestly, it's deflated the embarrassment of making mistakes when learning new things. It's okay to suck at something on your way to okayness.
It's okay to not be good at your hobby.
For a perfect high five, look at the elbow of the other person. 100% of the time it'll be a spot-on high five.
Wash your clothes with vinegar to remove smells. If you forget wet clothes in the washing machine for too long, they'll smell like mildew. Washing them again doesn't really take the smell away, for as many times as you try. Wash them again with approximately 1 liter of white vinegar, no detergent. Do not use balsamic vinegar or whatever, and somehow the end result won't smell to mildew nor vinegar, just like pure clean washed clothes. I expected the vinegar smell to remain, but those clothes were a write-off on my book, so I tried anyway and they came out perfectly. Edit, I just grabbed a 2-liter bottle and poured a bit under half and it worked, but as other comment, just a cup also works. I guess I was adventurous on an all or nothing, and poured a lot. Edit 2, OFC, I tried washing them again, but the mildew smell would just not go away. Let's just say they sat forgotten for way too long wet in the machine.
Feeling sleepy? Turn your head back and look at the ceiling, sky for 5 seconds. Carrot. Edit. To wake up a little bit. Also, seems to work the opposite way for some people, sorry.
Drives off cliff.
When you are really, really down, the rules of how one does things are out the window. Examples. Body image issues? Shower in the dark. Can't manage to make yourself a sandwich? Eat sandwich component out of the fridge. Dirty laundry everywhere? Take off the laundry basket lid. Can't talk on the phone? Make up phone persona and role-play them. Include catchphrase. Going to bed makes you nervous? Sleep on the couch. Can't make up your mind about gifted clutter? Put in box, get back if you miss it, gift if not. Brains are really, really weird. Sometimes the smallest thing can be a barrier that is impossible to overcome. Remove barrier, get through that terrible week like a well-fed, clean-smelling human, build back from there.
I've heard something similar. Things worth doing are worth doing poorly. Too depressed to brush your teeth for a full 2 minutes? Do it for 30 seconds. Can't motivate yourself to take a shower? Wash your face. Basically, a little bit of self-care is better than no self-care, so do what you can.
Failure is always an option. The difference between science and messing around is writing it down. If nothing you do matters, all that matters is what you do.
Blinking twice when reading info from textbooks to sort of mimic photographic memory. Works for me for some reason.
The amount of people who will forever remember this comment because they've double blinked.
Giving a woman a piece of cheese may gain her interest.
Do it anyway. Don't think you'll succeed? Do it anyway. Don't feel like going to the gym? Do it anyway. Don't want to stick to the diet? Do it anyway. Don't feel like getting out of bed, taking care of your basic needs? Do it anyway. Don't think you'll like it? Do it anyway. Scared of embarrassing yourself? Do it anyway. Think the attractive person will reject you if you ask them out? Do it anyway. Obviously don't apply this to things that put you in harm's way. But I've been lucky enough to live an interesting, in a good way, life based on this approach.
When I need somebody to share my feelings with and nobody listened, or nobody cares, happens often. I'm a man, I just make a person up. Sounds stupid, I know, it's just like an imaginary friend we had when we were younger, but it really helps. I close my eyes and start creating a person as detailed as I can, looks, backstory, character and so on. Sometimes it's a good friend, sometimes more something like a sibling. It is really stupid and strange, but it helps with most of my problems and I'm sure it could help other as well.
Thank you for watching. We upload new videos every day, so be sure to come back for more fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video.